All right, guys, it's that time again. I've avoided this for a little bit, but I really like this colorway. So here's an Air Jordan 1 review for all you guys that missed them. Hey, what's going on, guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Now, before we get started, we do have a quick word from today's sponsor, POIZON. In my opinion, POIZON is the most underrated third-party sneaker app on the planet. Right now, if you click the link down below in our description box, it'll send you over to POIZON where you can check out their free legit checking. And on top of all of that, if you use the promo code that you see on the screen right here, right now, you'll be able to save 5% off of your purchase. And if you've never used POIZON before or their legit checking services, it's super easy. I'm going to show you how to do it right now. And we're going to do it with this pair of bad boys right here. So once you're in the app, you're going to click the authentication tab, and then you're going to hit try for free, select your brand, select your model, and from there you just follow the instructions. Now once you're done taking pictures, click submit. Then a few moments later you should receive an email with your results. In this particular situation, it's a pass. So just like that, you can verify all of your purchases if you ever question anything, and it's free of charge. All you got to do is, again, click the link down below in our description box. You receive 10 free authentications per month. Even with using this one, I still got 9 left in the bank. It's available 24/7. And again, use our promo code that you see on the screen right here to save yourself 5% off on your purchase and start legit checking your collection, especially your grails or the things that you paid too much money for right now, because you can never be too safe out there. Now, this is the box. Mine looks like they played soccer with it on the way over here, so that's awesome. And I don't know if it's just my pair or not, but they only came with the black laces. That's a little bit weird for a Jordan 1 release nowadays. They usually come with 2. And on top of that, this is the insole. It's a fake dream cell. It's not great or anything, so take it for what it is. But starting with the outsole, we have some of the greatest traction of all time, and I can say definitively like that this setup really is like the best setup ever. I recently just played in the Kobe 9s once again, the brand new version, the Protro, and while those were great, they don't have the same type of bite and pop your hip out action that something like this does. Not saying that that's good, I'm just saying that the traction in this is just the greatest that I've ever used.
Wow.
Moving on up though, we do have the rubber cup sole. It is pre-vintaged or made up in sale. It's very light, so this I don't mind. But a lot of you might not like it. A lot of you guys seem to be sick of the whole pre-vintage sale thing. I get it. This one, I just feel like it's tastefully done, so yeah. And then on the inside of that cup sole is a polyurethane wedge. Inside that polyurethane wedge is an encapsulated air sole unit, and we went over the piece of sole already, so we're good there. Now the colorway itself, I really enjoyed. Do these remind you of anything?
The Jordan 1 lows that I bought you way back when.
Yes, way back in 2004. That's a long time ago. A really long time ago. And this time they're high tops. I fucking love it. They're not the same materials as those. Those featured like a pebbled white leather. They used like synthetic nubuck for the blue and all of that stuff. So they're not the same, but this is still cool to me, man. I love this. And on top of that, I absolutely love the Chicago color blocking, which is exactly what this is. You've still got the black collar, the black swoosh, the black branding. It's just instead of red, you've got this really dark ass navy, and I dig it. Now, as far as the materials go, nothing really great or to write home about. The materials are just pretty average, especially from a Jordan 1 standpoint, where a lot of them have been coming out with really nice soft leather, not quite performance grade leather, but really good leather as far as like a daily shoe goes. So they're soft, they're comfortable, the material's malleable and flexes and bends with your foot. This feels a little bit stiffer than most of those. It still has some of the same like softness to the touch, but like when you put them on, they just feel a little tight, a little restrictive, like they need a little bit of breaking in. So yeah, it's not something that I would consider premium or even anything close to premium. It's not the worst that I've seen. Like it's not like a pair of Jordan 1 lows, like the regular Jordan 1 lows, not the OG, or right? Now I'm getting confused. And I know this. There's the Jordan 1 Low OG and then the Jordan 1 Low 85. So it's not like either of those two where they use like, you know, that standard type of like soft material. This is not quite the Jordan 1 Low for like 110, 120, but it's kind of in the middle. And I don't think that's a good thing, especially for the price. However, the tongue is nylon, so I love that. I love the Nike Air logo on there. And yeah, this is just a really clean shoe, a really clean look for the Jordan 1 High. I don't think that we've gotten a lot of like great, like simple looks like this where it's just OG color blocking and flipping the color a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like this, I think it's good. It's not great, but it's good. Now, as far as fit is concerned, they do fit true to size. Whatever you typically wear with your Air Jordan 1s, that is exactly what I would recommend. And with all of that being said, what do we happen to have for today's question of the day?
So last week In the Nike Air Tech Challenge 2 video, we showed off Tim the Toolman Taylor and Sons and all of their shoes that they wore on the show. And so from that, we got a question saying, who had the best 90s sitcom shoe game? Tim Allen is a strong one. Seinfeld maybe. Eddie Winslow. The Fresh Prince seems too easy.
The Fresh Prince was the first one to come to mind though, because he wore everything. He wore everything from Tim's to Jordans to Nikes. Like he was wearing some really dope stuff. Whoever his, or the show's, what do they call them, wardrobe department? Like whoever worked there was like really on it. You know what I mean? Like as far as like what's coming out. When you think about like classic shoes in television and stuff, like they never really, or I guess they did talk about it a little bit, like especially in the beginning, like he'd like talk or reference about his sneakers and stuff, but like it's never really like a plot point or anything, you know what I mean? But it's definitely there and apparent. And so that was one of the first shows where I feel like at any rate, where the shoes, while not a main focus or focal point, they kind of were in the background. They were subtle, you know what I'm saying? Like you saw that he was wearing something fresh all the time. Unlike Seinfeld, where sometimes he wasn't really wearing like, he was wearing cool stuff, but every once in a while you'd be like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? So like, it wasn't like anything crazy. I think George was always wearing some Cortez, you know what I mean? Plus he's in New York, so like that to me is one of like the shoe meccas of the world, especially back then, pre-internet and pre-social media. So of course he's got some of the best stuff. He would wear Jordan 6s, he would wear like, you know, some of the hot Nike tennis items and some of the more popular Nike Air Max models. But if we're comparing like what he wore to what, you know, Will Smith or the Fresh Prince wore, like I don't think there's any competition there. I think that, you know, the Fresh Prince wins that. Did somebody say Eddie Winslow from like Family Matters?
Yeah.
Oh man. Because at first I was thinking Martin. Like how'd you skip him? Martin was wearing some heat. There's so much cool shit in TV. Like if you just pay attention, you'd be like, oh, if you were into shoes back then, you know that Leo meme? Yeah, everybody had been doing that. I even did that in the movies and stuff, man. Like I remember when I first watched Spider-Man, the first one, the Sam Raimi one with Green Goblin. As soon as he stepped on that fool's web whipping thing, even though they were organic, but either way, he clogged the joint up. And I was like, bro, flight posits, and they weren't even in a retro one, like at that time, you know what I mean? Like it was just like an old shoe. Even in the TRL days, and you'd see like music videos, I remember being so jealous of all those NSYNC, because they had in that one video, I don't even know what song it is. It could have been Bye Bye Bye, I really don't know. Baby, come on. And they were all wearing Indiglo 14s, and I was like, man, come on, you know what I mean? It was like rubbing it in my face. And what was the overall question? I forgot. I just went off on a big old like remembering spree.
90 sitcoms, who had the best shoes?
Okay, so yeah. You guys let us know who, in your opinion, in the 90s, as far as sitcom goes, I'm gonna open it up to all media, or not like music videos and stuff like I did, but I'm talking like movies and television, who wore the hottest kicks on a regular basis. Sound off below and let us know. On top of all of that, what do you think about these guys? Is this one of the better Jordan 1 colorways to come out in a hot minute? Or is this just another Air Jordan 1 and you couldn't care less? Sound off below and let us know. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. We greatly appreciate it. We will catch you guys on the next one. So until then, y'all have a good one.